Before we dive in, listen to what Benny said that hit me straight in the soul.
The subconscious just know you better than you. So when we finish the session and when we start the second one, he told me that normally he's supposed to take medicine for depression, and he completely get threw away from the window. And he told me, my daughter, she's a doctor, and she gave me this medicine. I completely stopped to take, and I'm happy, and I stay well, and my life changed. Finish the releasing of the heart wall, and he changed his life.
Welcome, everyone, to another Healer Spotlight. I'm Salina, an energy healer and mentor, and I love helping others strengthen their gifts and expand their reach. Today, I'm happy and excited to introduce to you the lovely Benny Dupré Pulga of Il Mundo di Benny,
Yeah.
coming to us all the way from Milan, Italy. And I know we both have clients internationally, but
Yeah.
and remember, this work is by distance, so you can work with a practitioner anywhere in the world. So Benny is an incredible practitioner using the emotion code, the body code, the belief code. She's certified in all three, as well as some other healing modalities. She's master Reiki
Yeah.
practitioner, massage therapist, healing therapist, many years of experience. So she'll go into all of that. We'll dive into her journey, her experiences, and some powerful breakthroughs that she's witnessed. So, if you're on a healing path, whether for yourself or others, you're going to love this conversation. So, let's dive in. Welcome, Benny.
Hello, welcome to you, Salina. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so glad we got to connect last month. We were both in a Discover Healing training, which
Yes.
is so wonderful because even once you get certified, there's so much support, right? And we just love the program that Dr. Brad Nelson created.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So, Benny, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and what drew you to the world of healing.
Yeah. So I work with well-being and wellness and healing also from more than 25 years. And with emotion code was very interesting the experience that I had because after COVID time, we were in the COVID time, we decided, me and my husband, to go in a nice place outside Milan, near the sea, and rent a small house and stop with, all the problems and issues and everything happen that you can go
Nice. You're able to
outside,
just
you
get
can
away
do
from it
nothing. So
all.
I say, okay, I need to stop and relax. The day after arriving in this house, I received one email from a company, Italian company, that organize the base course with Bradley Nelson. It's not the course in Discover Healing, it's just a base course, digital course. And I was reading and say, oh, wow, normally I work with subconscious, but it's very interesting. So I just reading, I decide to do the digital course, the base course. And also about this, I would like to thank this company. The name is Om Saracom because the owner just few days ago, she passed away.
Oh, wow.
We had a very big issue. Mostly of the people didn't know about this. Normally the family knows. And last week she passed away and she was really a great gift for me. So
Yes.
Modi,
Thank you. Right?
really, thank you, Modi, because she sent me this email and everything started to grow. So it's like a very, very emotionally thing. So I'm happy to tell. And when I read this, I decide to approve the one session because I see that normally people can do proxy sessions, so in distance. So during the base course, I decided to receive. So I went to the map of Discover Healing. I found one person, one certified practitioner, and I decided to do the releasing of the heart wall
Okay.
from distance. So I
Right.
was in the Marche region, and the other person was in Switzerland. Online proxy with the computer.
Okay.
Proxy
So she
session with
was she
computer.
was on
Yes,
the
yes,
she was on
face
the
by
phone
face.
or video
Yes,
call.
not
Okay.
on the phone, but I saw her like we do now with
Okay.
Zoom. The
Video
same
call.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, video call. Yes. And when I have done the first session, I say, wow, I really understand what it works and the energy that comes up into you and change your life. So the day after, I decide to go to Brad Nelson Discover Healing website and start to do the certification. And when I finished the emotion code certification, Brother Nescon came to Italy, as I told you before. So 2 years he came on July. And so I had the opportunity to stay with him and Jean for 2 days. It was really fantastic because we worked like a staff, so we were in contact with him. And in the same day, in the same year, I decided to do also the certified for body
Code.
code. And when comes the belief code, I decide to do it and really change my life. No words to say, everything is completely
Yes. Oh,
different.
I love how you shared that because it's hard to like understand as a concept, especially if you're not coming from an energy background, right? But when you try a session for yourself, you can't deny your
Yeah,
experience, right?
yeah. A new world comes up and a new life, and you really understand and feel everything because you are deeply connected with people, with animals, and it's very, very nice.
That's awesome. So that's how you found the emotion code. And you were
Yeah,
already kind of in the healing world before that as a master Reiki healer,
yes,
as
sure.
as
Yes,
a massage therapist. So you were kind of you
of
knew how to
course.
work with energy already, but this was just an added
Yes,
modality to do
yeah.
so much more,
I
right?
think this modality complete everything. I think, yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yeah, it's so powerful and so
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So can you maybe tell us about your experience, your approach, how long you've been practicing? I think you said 2020-ish, right?
Yes.
Um, and then like in your current practice, do you integrate other healing modalities or your own intuitive methods, or what does your practice and your approach look like these days?
Normally, when I do emotion code and body code and belief code, I do completely this because I prefer. And sometimes I do Reiki session, or also in distance, or sometimes I make message not in distance, is obviously. In Milan, I have a studio, so sometimes I work there. And mostly of the session I do by proxy or proxy by email. Also, I have a lot of clients that call me and say, Benny, I don't have time, but I would like to work with this focus. Can you do it for me? And so I work with proxy by email. So I make a report and I send to them, and the benefits, are the same, and
Yes.
it works. Yeah, this is
Okay,
nice.
awesome. So you do the email sessions and you do the
Yeah, a lot.
by
Yeah.
phone call or video call then, right? As well.
Email, just email. I mean, if I never know them, I need a photo of them, a picture of them.
Okay.
And at 1 second I see, and after I go deeply, I connect with the subconscious
Okay.
and everything normal, like
Yes.
you are,
Yes.
yes, face by
So
face.
you do
Yeah.
the email, but you also do you do any video calls or only
Yes,
email?
yes,
Okay. So
yes.
video calls and
Email,
the email.
video calls, and yes, and in presence sometimes. And as I told you before, sometimes I move from Milan and I come in Sardinia or in another place and I work from here. This is nice. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Benny, maybe you could share with everyone a breakthrough moment with a client or yourself that deeply impacted you. I know you
Yes.
probably have
Yeah.
many, many healing highlights, but
Yes, yes,
anything
I
that
have.
comes to mind.
I think one thing that every time is interesting to share with you, and I'm happy to share because I'm sure that you agree with me, is that sometimes people are skeptical about this technique. I mean, if you don't believe to this technique, also Brother Nelson say that if you don't believe and your clothes is impossible to work for, you can work with share emotion, for example, but like this is very different. But if you are skeptical, the subconscious really goes and work in the same way. And it's normal. I have some experience with people that comes to me and say, "Hello, Benny, I would like to make a session because my wife have done the releasing of the hard war. I really would like, but you feel that is skeptical." And say,
Right.
"Okay, we start." And when you start and you connect, the subconscious will go directly to you. And so you see the face of the person say, "What's happened?" The subconscious just go directly and takes you by hand and bring you to a beautiful journey, and so change your life. So I have an experience that is very interesting. A husband of one of my clients that is a doctor, a plastic surgeon. So
Okay.
a person that is very skeptical, is very
Yeah.
nice person, and sometimes before he told me, Benny, I know that my wife like this technique, like to do massage. I'm happy that she's happy, but energy, I really don't believe. And so one day she gave a gift to the husband for Christmas for the release in the hard work. And I was in doubt that this man called me, but one day he called me and he
He did
said,
it.
I have to do because my wife gave me a gift. So I want to try. And at the beginning, when I was explaining to him, and I was explaining, the first session, you explain everything, how it works, the chart of emotion and everything. He looks me smiling, but I feel that he was really skeptical. But
Right.
we connect and we start, the subconscious go deeply and in a very beautiful way, because it's very sweet way, is not invasive way. And he understands that he has a problem with anxiety and depression from her mother. So go directly in that field. He was surprised about this because, we are in distance.
Right. He's like, how do you
He's
know, right?
skeptical. I say, Benny, but this is really happen. And so I say, okay, we go. It's not important. You don't have to, the subconscious just know you better than you. So he go directly. And when we finish the session, I say, okay, now what do you want to do the second one next week? Or yes, I want to do it. And when we start the second one, he told me that normally he's supposed to take medicine for depression, and he completely get threw away from the window. And he told me, my daughter, she's a doctor, and she gave me this medicine. I completely stopped to take, and I'm happy, and I stay well, and my life changed. And so he finished the releasing of the hard work, and he changed his life. He was interesting because he has a problem with the jaw, an issue that some friends of him that also are a doctor, they didn't understand why he has. And when we finished the releasing of the heart work, completely stopped. And it
Was it
was,
the jaw pain and
yeah,
tension? Yeah.
yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. So
Yes.
thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I love working with people who have even maybe a little resistance. And then,
Me also, yes,
you just tell them, just have a little, all you need is a little openness to just try it. And then it's like the energy just comes in and allows, and
and
that
something
resistance
special comes
goes.
up. Yes, everything is special.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's great that he even had a physical symptom, because when that anxiety and that heaviness leave you, oftentimes the physical symptoms start resolving, and he could feel the difference with
yeah,
physically and in
yeah,
his mental
yeah.
health, and get off of the medication. Yeah. I love that
Yes.
you started with the heart wall. That's usually where I start my clients too, releasing the heart wall. Is that typically what you do first with your clients?
Mostly of the time, yes, because normally when they describe me which problem they have, you understand and you connect with the subconscious, decide to do it, because normally it's the most complete in emotion code way to start a new life. I think.
Yes, that's beautiful. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's with the doctor skeptic.
Ah,
And I have a couple client families who the husbands or the partners came to me because of the change they saw in the wife. They're like, what happened? What did you do? And then they decide to get their heart wall cleared too. So it's beautiful. It really
yes.
helps families and just people so much.
Yes, and also with animals is very interesting. I had this
Yeah.
experience with one dog that was a dash hunt, and my client called me, was crying, and she told me, Brando is the name, is a dog of 15 years, and she told me he's really painful. He's in the clinic, in Argent clinic, because he's really bad. I don't know what's happened. The doctor doesn't know at the moment because they have to check everything. I say, okay, I will start with body code session, and I found that he ate one toxin in the woods, in a very beautiful place that is full of these big woods, and the dog eat one toxin. So we release, the subconscious release the energy of the toxin and ask the body to remove and eliminate from the physiological elimination. And we also have done emotion code release, trap emotion, because it was completely in shock and everything.
Right.
And the day after, when I check the subconscious send me like if the day after he come back at home, I say, I don't know. Now we go, we check, and we see also the doctor what they say about it. And the day after he come back, he was completely healthy. And the nice thing is that he looks like he was a puppy, like a.
Oh my gosh,
And he
Benny. Oh, that's
start to play with balls and so sweet and jump and go.
right.
It was
So
like
he had not just a recovery, he had like a really
yes, a
transformation.
regeneration, like a
Yes,
regeneration.
regeneration.
And my client was so happy. Say, it's really strange. It's like when he was one years ago and he's 15 years old. It's okay. Wow.
I love that. Yeah. And isn't like the one of the best things about being in an emotion code, body code, belief code practitioner, like we get to see miracles on a
Yeah,
regular basis. Like
everything could happen. That's it. You
right, to
don't have
just
to
be open
think
to it.
how. I mean, when the people ask, but if I have this issue, you can heal. That's not the correct way. I'm not a doctor. And you
Right.
can help. That's correct. But sometimes miracle happen. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean,
Yeah.
we just follow where the energy goes and be open to whatever
Be open
healing
to the
comes through.
process.
So I love those. So those are great ones to share. So Benny, if you could tell us, like, who are the specialty clients you like to work with? Like, what specific issues, if you have any niches or specific issues, the types of populations you love to work with,
This is
humans and with.
a very nice question because I was thinking today that there is no, in my opinion, a special client, but all clients can be special because it depends by the way that you are to open yourself in the process. So all people can be special and all they are special. And so you can also work with in every field that you really need. Sometimes when I ask for the first session is the most important thing, the severity that is 10, for example, but sometimes it's not the issue. Sometimes they want to reach a goal, for example. They want to expand the job. Sometimes they want to, sometimes they work also to buy a new company. So they are in doubt to buy a new company. So it's a very big responsibility. And if you connect with the subconscious, know very well which is the best way to reach your goal. And
Right.
so you release of the trap emotion that block you from buy another company, for example. So I think it is the beautiful thing and amazing thing in this technique is that you can be open in all fields and I mean,
Okay, awesome.
you
So
know,
you're
the hard
comfortable
work, the easy
working
of
with
the
any
hard
issue.
work is beautiful. Yes, and I think it's the most complete technique that you can do. But after you can work with everything and reach all the things that perhaps is a long time that you wait. And because when you have some trap emotion that blocks the situation that you cannot reach, when you release, everything can happen and comes to you. So sometimes happen that, for example, I make a focus by reaching your goal. And 2 days after, the client call me and say, Benny, you don't believe. The client that I wait 10 years call me and I have a new job. It happened.
You've
Yeah.
used it basically for everything from helping with animals to helping with health conditions
Yeah.
to helping with business, optimizing business energy, optimizing abundance energy, like so much. I love it. So how about you, Benny? How's this worked, maybe transformed you personally? Like how has it shifted like, your own life or your mindset or the way you approach taking care of your own energy?
Yes, my life completely changed, as I told you before. With this technique, normally when I wake up, now I'm in Sardinia, so I go to swim in very early time with the pets, with Stella and baby, with the dogs, and I come back and I make exercise with the breathing. And after I start to do session, proxy session, and also the happiness that is inside me is a very big energy that every day is full to help people and to help animals. So sometimes they told me, Benny, your energy is like a sun that continue to shine. But I think is that amazing space that you have inside in your deep. And this is the connection that help you to work with person and animals.
Love it. Yes. And your light really shines through. So I know just having that level of presence for your clients can help people so much, especially when they're feeling in a low frequency. To have a healer practitioner that takes care of themselves, that holds themselves in a high frequency, can help them elevate so much easier and so much more. So you're doing amazing. Okay.
Another interesting thing was that with Belief Code one time, because the son of one of my clients called me. They have a big company in Rome, in Italy. That is interesting, a very big company with more than 1,000
Wow.
people works for them. And he asked me, Benny, I would like to work with money, struggle with money. I said, it's interesting. Because this son, 22 years, he works with the company, so you suppose he don't have problem with money, no? So I
Right.
say, very interesting. And when we make session, the first sentence that the subconscious choose in the negative statements was, I'm poor and I will be every time poor. So if you have inside this sentence, is impossible that the money flow with you in a nice way, because
Right.
also money is energy. So it's important that energy also concerning money flow in a nice way. And so the subconscious decide to replace a new statement, a positive statement, and also great.
Good. Yeah, and it's crazy because sometimes we see people seemingly successful or abundant or wealthy, but they all have their own internal struggles, whether it's imposter syndrome or feeling like they have to work so hard or just it's not easy. And it should really we should just flow with life, right? And the belief code just went straight to it for that
Yeah,
client.
so that is strange. So that's really interesting. Was interesting also when he called me, because I say that is strange thing, because he asked me, probably he has something inside that blocks the opportunity to him to work
Right.
with
He knew something was blocking him, but he didn't know what, right?
no, he didn't know. Normally, I send a report the same day, and he called me, say, Benny, when I was reading the first sentence, I understand mostly of my life now what's happened, because if you don't know, I mean, when you read, you understand. It's
Right.
an interesting thing. But if you think you can't understand, that this is really in deep on yourself. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So
Yeah.
much transformation, right? So just with the right tools and the right training and a practitioner that can be in tune with all of that, you can discover so much and shift
Yeah.
so much to help a client shift so much in their life. How can people connect with you? Like, what's the best way? How's
The
the best way
website.
people can? Wonderful. And could you leave us all with a piece of advice for someone who's curious or just starting this journey, whether they're a client or thinking about becoming a practitioner? Like any advice you would give to someone who's starting to a healing journey with
Yes,
something related
perhaps
to energy work?
yes, perhaps the word of Benny has the answer for you to have a new life and a new way of living. And it's like if you can dress a new, very big, how do you can say, a new dress with a lot of colors and lighting, and so you can have a new life and decide to use your pens in different colors to complete your life. Yeah.
Yes. To have a beautiful, colorful, radiant
Yeah.
life. Yeah. I love that. When you were saying that, and I've heard this a couple times from my clients, maybe you've heard it too, when they start releasing all this trapped energy, some have even said, it feels like the colors are brighter. It feels like the colors change. Like I can even see things brighter, clearer. So yeah, that's the image that you painted.
Happier. And so
Yes.
it's nice.
So cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Benny, for all the wonderful stories and wisdom you shared with us today. And I'm just so happy to get your light out there.
Me also was.
Jack Russell.
Yes.
Oh, they're right there.
This is
Stella? Hey,
she
girl.
was my
You're so pretty. You got to meet Dr. Brad.
yes, it's nice. And
She's
I take
adorable.
baby. She's
Girl?
the
Yeah.
she was the first one, and the other one, she was the last
How old
one.
is baby?
The same age, 14 months. 14
Okay,
months.
they're young ones still.
Yeah.
I've got my doodle, my golden doodle. Let me see if he'll move.
Yeah.
Wesley.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, I can't really see him with the
I
background.
see. Yes,
But
it's
yes.
beautiful. Yeah.
Mwah.